Hello everyone, welcome to my little home off-grid. Wait, what do you mean I don't live off-grid? Alright, enough of the jokes. Welcome back everybody to another video on my TikTok reviews channel. We're going to be looking at TikToks about people who live off-grid today. So buckle up and get ready.
I live in an off-grid house, and today I'm going to take you to the bathroom with me, which oddly enough starts with going outside. Going for just a little walk, getting my steps in. We have a composting toilet, so that means that all of our stuff just goes right back into the ground. We have 2 toilet seats because we share it with our neighbor. That one's mine. This is the sawdust that we use to put into the toilet. It's a composting toilet, so it's important to cover it with sawdust so that it can break down and do what it needs to do. I truthfully think this way of going to the bathroom is way more sanitary than a normal way. We don't have to worry about our toothbrushes being in the same room or our towels for the shower being in the same room, and I also don't have to clean the toilet ever. It also saves a ton of water, so helping the environment.
My husband and 2 kids and I live in a 700 square foot yurt, and here are 5 things you may not know. We are completely off the grid, but not all yurts are. You can't have a yurt on the grid. We have an outhouse, and no, it's not as terrible as you might think. It's actually really not that bad. We've got an insulated toilet seat. You do your business, and you're good to go, with a beautiful view. We have a wood stove for heat, and a lot of wood. But we use propane for cooking and gas for running the generator when the solar system isn't enough due to the lack of sun in the winter. Our water comes off the shipping container roof and is stored in a water tank buried underground. There's a freshwater spring just by our land that flows all year round. This is where we get 75% of our water. My husband works in town and I work remotely, meaning we still make good income, but because we have very few utilities, we're able to save a lot. Because we live in a small house, we spend a lot of time outside, which means amazing quality time, and outside time, which is amazing for your mental, emotional, and physical health.
Showers are overrated, but how do I shower living off-grid? Rain falls from the sky onto my roof and into this container. It then gets pressurized by this electric pump. But where do I get the electricity?
From the power of the sun.
But then how does the water get hot? It gets pumped through this instant hot water heater. But how is that powered?
Magical fairy gas.
And why do I do any of this? I have no idea, but if you want to watch the full video on how I built this off-grid outdoor shower, check out my channel.
Bought a big field instead of buying a house, and just built my own house anyway. And I built this one first, made from sandbags. I installed a solar panel system, now I have no energy bill. And I get free water from this well I dug by hand. I bought these big batteries so I had power overnight, but it got me on a path of self-sufficiency. I grow my own pigs, and now I've started raising my own chicken meat in these little chicken tractors. And I've been growing my own fish, ready to put in the castle moat when it's all done. I've been growing all sorts of different veg, usually start it off around now. Attempt 2 this year at the mini corn. I grow a lot of different fruit for the freezer, as well as picking all the wild stuff. And I've pretty much always kept chickens the entire time. I used to have 3,000 laying hens here. Farming free-range eggs is pretty much how I got all the planning permissions for all my stuff, like this barn and the big chicken shed. And it's pretty much how I've afforded to do everything at the same time by running myself a little farm business here, as well as a little bit of lending to start with, and now I've got my dream life living in the middle of a field. And if you fancy buying a chicken off me or learning how you can build yourself your own little off-grid farm, don't forget to check out my website.
As some of you might remember, I'm planning to try and get seeds from my carrots. That looks like I'm going to be getting seeds from this one. It's almost as tall as me, although it is a good foot off the ground. This one, possibly. This one looks like it's really going to seed out. So, promising that I'm going to get a good bunch of seeds this year, which is awesome. I will be able to use them for planting in the fall and maybe get some more seeds in the spring.
I hope all of you are enjoying the video so far. I know I enjoy watching videos about people living off-grid because, frankly, I would like to live off-grid myself. And honestly, I am working toward that the best way I can. And if you've ever wanted to live off-grid, or if you have ever lived off-grid and you would like to share your experience, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you like these types of videos, please like and subscribe, and let's continue.
I just spent my life savings on 15 acres. It was cheaper than buying a 1-bedroom apartment in Canada. It does have a 3-season tiny cabin with no bathroom or shower that I'm gonna live in full time. It runs entirely off-grid, except we do have hydro. We want to redesign the layout to maximize storage because it's currently 16 by 16 feet, which is not considered a house in BC. The fridge and stove run off of propane, and the main source of heat is this wood-burning stove. If we could enclose the porch, that would double our space. We could fit a queen bed and a bathroom. We would repurpose all the siding and just move it back. So this is the very creepy well house, and it allows us to have free water. At the bottom of the property is a septic tank for 2 bedrooms. It's a separate bathhouse, but there's a stop work order on it because the plumbing was never permitted properly. We're doing the cabin reno as cheap as possible, so all of this will be repurposed. That's a tour of the structures, but where the magic begins on this property is when you start hiking up into the mountain. There's a creek with a fairy village and cedars large enough, I think some might be old growths.
One thing we struggled with the most after traveling for 3 years around Australia was the heat. So here's what we're doing differently in van build number 2. We have added the S2 Pro from Cybertake as the portable air conditioner and heater. It's compact, it's easy to move around, and it doesn't require any permanent installation, which is perfect for van life. And because it's also a heater, we're covered on both ends. Whether we're chasing the summer or waking up in low temps, the S2 Pro keeps our space comfortable. Best of all, it runs off our solar setup, so we can stay off-grid and still enjoy year-round climate control. Honestly, we wish we had this back in our first van. It would have made a massive difference. And if you're traveling with pets, or you just want to enjoy van life without constantly overheating or freezing, the S2 Pro from Cybertake is a total game changer.
We went from homeless to homestead in just a few short years, which is a little mind-blowing to me. Now, we still have a ways to go, but every day we're making monumental strides forward, and we honestly have a lot to be grateful for. Now that I think about it, I think being homeless actually prepared us for this lifestyle. The past few days we've been working on a project to further solidify our independence from ever needing the electric company again. I still have to attach 3 panels, but check out my new solar ground mount. This is what I've been working on the past few days, and check this out. It's solid as a rock, not going anywhere, and this is going to power all of our needs here off-grid. Not only did we build a new solar ground mount with new solar panels, but we also upgraded our battery system to a 48-volt system. To anybody thinking about moving off-grid, but maybe you're scared because you don't think you have enough funds, it may be a more difficult way of doing it, but look at us. We did it with barely anything, and we're still here over 4 years later, and our life has never been better. It almost seems like slow and steady was a much better way for us. It allowed us to make all the mistakes we needed to learn how to live this lifestyle, and we keep growing. And honestly, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of your support. My name's Sean, and I'm very grateful off-grid.
everybody, that's all I've got for this video. If you enjoyed, please remember to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!